Hi everyone, this is Alan Lepofsky from Constellation Research, and this is the social business collaboration slash future of work news for the week ending September 26th. Actually, we're going to cover 2 weeks worth of news this week because last week I was away at this little event you may have heard of called Dreamforce in San Francisco with about 150,000 other people that were there. There was so much news to cover there that I'm not going to even deep dive into this. They introduced all sorts of things with the Internet of Things. I wrote a blog post I'll give you guys the link to that covered sort of from the collaboration standpoint, the main 3 things that they introduced: a brand new look and feel to Salesforce, a great new product called Salesforce IQ, which brings intelligence into the CRM world. It sort of links your email, your calendar, your CRM, your files all together, and then announced lots of new integrations with Microsoft that will be coming up next year: Skype and OneNote and Office Graph. Speaking of Microsoft, this week's big news: the Office 2016 for Windows launch occurred. Again, it's one of those topics that could take 20 minutes on its own to discuss. Lots of big things happened here. We'll give you links to it at the end if you haven't already read all about it. The main takeaway that I want people to understand about the Office 2016 launch: when you used to think of Office, you would think of you working at your desk with PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. The new Office is all about collaborating with others, and it's all about expanding beyond those core products to the Office 365 family, which includes things like Delve and Sway and a whole bunch of other new tools, including one that was introduced that we'll get to in just a moment. One of the things about the new launch is that Office Groups, something that were released early last year into the Office 365 world, are now available in the Outlook 2016 client, not just the web Office 365 client. So in your native Outlook client, you can now send emails, share files, and have shared calendars with groups. And then I mentioned the introduction of a brand new Office family member. So instead of just PowerPoint and Excel, etc., there is now Office 365 Planner. Planner is a task management product, like a Kanban board where you can have tasks assigned with dates and milestones and people, and you can actually see them as they progress through these stacks. So this comes from the Microsoft project team. It's sort of a scaled down, simpler, more social version of doing project planning, and I encourage you to take a look at that. Continuing in the innovation front, the Microsoft Research Labs, which they call Microsoft Garage, introduced yet another tool this week. They seem to be introducing about one every other week. This one is called Invite, which simplifies the process of people booking meetings together and finding meeting times from mobile devices. So you suggest meeting times, people respond, and those meeting times then get aggregated back and you can see them. Another Microsoft project product called Send, which was announced a couple weeks ago, or maybe a little bit more than that now. It was originally just for the iPhone. It's now expanded to Android. So Send is a simplified sort of email slash messaging client where you quickly just send short little messages back and forth to each other, kind of a combination of text messaging and email. So I encourage you to take a look at that and all the other things that the Microsoft Garage is putting out. Let's shift to IBM for a moment. Not exactly on the collaboration front, but something very important that they introduced this week is a lot of new APIs, the most significant update to the IBM Watson family. So Watson, the big cognitive computing division of IBM, which divides up all of their APIs into multiple categories where developers can go off and create all sorts of new applications. So you can look at things in key areas like language and speech and data insights. They give you all of these great APIs and tools. So I encourage developers that are building things on the IBM platform, things like Bluemix, to take a look at what IBM is doing with Watson. A collaboration platform you may not have heard a lot about because they're actually headquartered in Shanghai, raised $12 million this year. It's a company called Teambition. Teambition's another entrant into this, pretty saturated collaboration market where they combine collaboration with project management and goal setting. So sort of a task management meets collaboration and community sort of offering. That $12 million is certainly going to help them grow and try to reach more into the North American market. Jive introduced a new chief marketing officer. So David, congratulations and welcome to the Jive family. Those of us at Constellation look forward to working with you. So check this URL out for further information. My friend Ross Mayfield, co-founder of Social Text, launched his new stealth company, or launched his company out of stealth, I guess I should say, this week, which is called PingPad, a product I've been looking at, in private beta for many, many months. What PingPad does is sort of combine messaging and task management and note taking. So sort of, checklists of things that you want to do and documents or wiki pages that sort of allow you to talk about them and then messaging back and forth about them. Sort of aimed this time more at the consumer market than the enterprise market. But I encourage you to go off and take a look at pingpad.net, and I'll be doing a more thorough review of that as time permits. It is mobile and web-based, but I encourage you to go take a look at PingPad. Next up, Atlassian. This is breaking news. The maker of not just HipChat and Jira, which they mention here, but one of their main products would be Confluence, reportedly has filed for IPO. So Atlassian, fantastic company, been around for a long time, building engineering and project management and collaboration and wiki and chat-based tools. Apparently will be filing for IPO. So congratulations to the team over there. Next up in the Google front, just a quick little note, Google's application for note-taking, as I've mentioned a few of them this week, thought I'd bring this one in, Google Keep. The big news here is they have released an iPhone client. So Google Keep up to this point has been for Android, and now there's an iPhone client. Nimble, the social sales enablement contact management genre product, does a whole bunch of things and is even more thorough this week with the introduction of group messaging and custom mail templates. So Nimble, that allows you to bring in all your contacts from multiple sources into one location, now has sort of entered the fray of marketing automation, because now you can select a whole bunch of people from your contact list and send group messages to them. And those messages can be including templates. So you can build a template for a marketing campaign, and you can bring in fields like first name, last name, company name. So you can create templates and create marketing automation, and you can see who's responded to them and see the click rates and how many times they've opened it, etc. So take a look at the new things that Nimble has done. And that leads us towards the end here. I wanted to mention a big customer win for enterprise file sharing or content collaboration vendor Box, with a big company win here of Coca-Cola, 22,000 employees, moving to the Box platform, which brings us to one of our final things here. Next week, I will be away at BoxWorks. So Box has their big annual conference coming up next week in San Francisco to hear about all the new things they're doing, and follow me on Twitter and my blog, and you'll find out all about what's going on at BoxWorks. As every week, I want to leave you just with a quick reminder of Constellations Conference that's coming up at the start of November, Constellation Connected Enterprise, taking place at Half Moon Bay. We've got some incredible speakers coming this year, Don Tapscott, Amy Cuddy, and a whole bunch of others, so I encourage you to take a look at that. So there you have it, a quick wrap-up of a whole bunch of news that took place last week and this week ending in September 25th. Thanks, and as always, if I forgot anything, please feel free to reach out, let me know, or leave a comment at the bottom.